boy had just slipped under the train when it slowly began to move. Luckily, Jack managed to crawl out in time. But right then, a security guard spotted him. In a panic, Jack climbed onto a conveyor belt. By sheer luck, he stumbled his way onto the train, but the train had barely gone one stop before it suddenly halted again. Jack quickly noticed a group of guards walking his way. Clearly, they weren't planning on letting a fare dodger off easy. To avoid being caught, Jack sneaked into the cargo carriage. The guards heard some noise and came to check. Inside were just 3 large posters, unaware that Jack was hiding among them. Just as his sniffles were about to give him away, the train started moving again. The guards gave up their search, and Jack survived another close call. Exhausted, Jack fell asleep in the carriage. When he woke up, the train had stopped in front of a hot dog stand. Perfect timing, he was starving. Since no one was around to stop him, he ordered the most expensive one on the menu. But just then, 2 police officers strolled by, holding a wanted poster with Jack's face on it. Panicked, Jack tried to stay out of sight, whispering to himself, hoping they'd move along. And somehow, they really didn't notice him. The hot dog lady, however, knew exactly who he was. But seeing the sadness in his eyes, she chose not to report him. Back on the train, Jack enjoyed his food and the long ride ahead. That night, though, loneliness hit him hard. He had only been away from home half a day, but already he missed his family. Still, for the sake of his dream, he wiped away his tears and pushed on. The next morning, the train finally reached its last stop. Jack dragged his heavy suitcase off the train to lighten his load. He only kept what he really needed and hid the rest of his luggage. But just then, a passing cop spotted him, thinking Jack was vandalizing property. The officer even offered to take him to the station for a hot dog. Terrified, Jack bolted and ran. He dashed all the way to a drawbridge, but the gates suddenly opened, trapping him with nowhere to go. The officer closed in with a smug smile, but in the next second, Jack leapt across the gap, grabbing onto the railing with both hands. The cop nearly had a heart attack, seeing Jack land safely on the other side. The officer finally sighed in relief. For Jack's own safety, he chose not to chase any further. On the road, Jack waved for help. A giant semi-truck pulled over. The kind driver gave him a free ride. After a long night on the highway, Jack finally arrived at his destination. He thanked the driver, then walked up to the reception desk, declaring he was here to claim his prize. Everyone was stunned. This 10-year-old boy was the inventor of a perpetual motion machine. To confirm, the director tested it herself, and the numbers came out even higher than hers. The very next day, Jack stood on stage at the award ceremony. He said he had 3 things to share. First, he thanked everyone for not canceling the award just because of his age. Second, he revealed the truth. His so-called perpetual motion machine would lose its magnetism in 400 years, meaning it wasn't truly perpetual at all. Finally, after a long pause, Jack said, "My little brother passed away this year." The audience was baffled. Why would he say this at such a glorious moment? But Jack had his reason. He wanted to use his brightest spotlight to confess his deepest regret. He explained that he had loved science since he was young, but during his experiments, an accident happened that took his brother's life. Even though his parents never blamed him outright, Jack still carried the guilt every single day. And today, he wanted to tell the truth and ask his parents for forgiveness. The room went silent, and then one by one, the entire audience stood, applauding Jack with tears in their eyes.